Bowling Basics Terminology Edition. Today I'm going to be talking about what Brooklyn means. If you saw the last video, you'd know that as a righty, my pocket is the 1-3. If the ball crosses over the headpin and hits the headpin on the left side and gets a strike, that would be called a Brooklyn. This comes from bowlers in New York and Manhattan saying that you had to cross the river in order to get to Brooklyn. This is what they're talking about when they're saying that your ball crossed over and got a strike. That's basically your ball is aiming for the 1-3 pocket if you're a righty, and it crossed over and hit the 1-2 pocket, similar to how you have to cross over the river to get from Manhattan to Brooklyn. That's why they called it Brooklyn. And so if you're a lefty and you're aiming for the 1-2 pocket, if you cross over and hit the 1-3 pocket and get a strike, that would be called a Brooklyn. Sometimes when I throw the ball, I know that it has no chance of hitting the 1-3 pocket, and I want it to instead go Brooklyn and hit the 1-2 pocket, because there's a higher chance of striking if you hit one of the pockets versus if you hit the headpin dead on in the center, which I explained in the last video. So when I say Brooklyn, I'm hoping that the ball is going to cross over, because if it doesn't cross over, I'm probably going to leave a split. If the ball ends up crossing over, there's more of a chance of a strike, so that's why I'm hoping for a Brooklyn. Typically, in competitive bowling, Brooklyns are sort of frowned upon because you don't ever really intentionally do it, but you can get a strike off of it, and it normally means that you missed by a lot. Whereas you can miss by a little bit, and that would be you hit the headpin dead on in the center, and then you leave a split. But if you miss by just enough, you get a Brooklyn and you can get a strike. So it can be really frustrating to go against someone who throws a lot of Brooklyn strikes, because you know that they're missing by a lot and they're getting rewarded for it. Whereas you could miss by just a little bit, but that hits the headpin dead on in the center and then you leave a split. So bowling's interesting in that way, where if you miss by a lot, it can be better than missing by just a little bit. But that's basically what Brooklyn means.